Assalamualaikum, a very good day to all in conjunction with CHUPING National Education Colloquium 2021 with the theme What's in the New Norm of Education. I will be presenting my presentations on action research entitled Staging Process of Learning Geometry through the use of Maths Special Kit among Malaysian student grade 5 in SOHAR, Oman. Let me begin with introducing myself. My name is Mrs. Nur Asni Binti Alias, can call me Cikgu Asni. I'm working in PERAK District of Education as SISC plus specialized in science and mathematics. A year of unpaid leave for those schools to SOHAR Oman and return duty in early January 2021. Took experience as a research assistant in University of SOHAR and taught mathematics grade 9 an international school which was managed by University of SOHAR. Brief introduction. Malaysia's community in SOHAR Oman is minority community and very close to each other. Most Malaysian children attend the same international school. Malaysians community as parents were worried when their children were unable to distinguish between perimeter and area in their real lives. This is one of the main reasons to run actual research in this international school. Actually, the Maths Special Kit is my innovation and was in use in my district in early 2019. A bit of research review and brainstorming, I was able to develop Maths Special Kit as teaching and learning aids related to topic of geometry. However, it needs to be improved and adapted to the international syllabus and teaching and learning during COVID-19. Introductions. Geometry is a discipline contained in the field of mathematics and emphasized in mathematics curricula around the world. Many geometrically based practical contributions to life. Geometry is applied in a variety of fields and also basis for the creations of animation and video games that are in high demand by the community, including for educational use. Issue of concern. 2D and 3D shapes in the mathematics syllabus are categorized as area of geometry and measure in Cambridge International Curriculum, and understanding of concepts related to 2D and 3D shapes in primary school needs to be mastered as it is linked to secondary school. However, students mystically determine the area between a triangle and a rectangle and incorrectly state the units of area and volume. Lack of understanding of the concept of area, such as units of length produce units of area, 2D structures related to area, and differences between concepts and formulas for area and perimeter. Difficulties in volume measurement, such as 3D shapes, are considered as 2D shapes. Calculating surface area of cube as volume, and confused with concepts and formulas between volume and surface area. Hence, to cater this issue, several objectives and questions research had been determined. Research objectives. Firstly, to explore the perceptions of mathematics teacher and Malaysian student of grade 5 on the staging process of students learning using the Maths Special Kit on the understanding of mathematical concepts involving 2D and 3D shapes in geometry. Secondly, to improve Malaysian students' grade 5 understanding on mathematical concepts of 2D and 3D shapes in geometry through Maths Special Kit. Research questions. Firstly, what are the perceptions of mathematics teacher and grade 5 student on the use of Maths Special Kit on the staging process of students learning using the Maths Special Kit on the understanding of mathematical concepts involving 2D and 3D shapes in geometry. Secondly, do Maths Special Kit improve Malaysian student grade 5 understanding on mathematical concept of 2D and 3D shapes in geometry. Maths Special Kit was built based on some reading review on conceptual understanding. Edgar Dale's Experience, 1964, Visualization and Game-Based Learning. Methodology. Action research process had been conducted based on Chemist and Math Model 1988, recommended by EPRD KPM. Target group were involving a mathematics teacher of grade 5 and 7 Malaysian students in grade 5. The actual research process for first cycle was took since April to October 2020. First step of actual research is to reflect and gain information students' understanding of concepts involving 2D and 3D shapes in geometry, collecting data based on topical tests and pre-tests, followed by the second step, which is plan. Step of plan took 5 months. This step involved improvising the math special kit based on Cambridge Primary Mathematics syllabus and adapted teaching and learning during COVID-19. This step also involved discussion with mathematics teacher on preparing 5 sets of teaching plans. The third step of actual research is ACT. The interventions using math special kit in teaching and learning were implemented for 5 weeks. Teaching and learning based on 5 sets of daily lesson plan that have been prepared involve subtopics of 2D shapes, 3D shapes, perimeter, and area. The last week of the interventions covered all subtopics, and students used the video applications in drawing 2D and 3D shapes according to their creativity. Data collections involved observations of students' activities in solving geometry questions according to subtopics implemented throughout the intervention. The cooperations of parents were at home are needed, especially students' activity using math special kit. The last step of action research is observe. This step involved data collections through post-tests and structured interview among students and a teacher that involved in this action research. Students were divided into 3 focus groups based on their scores in the pre-test. Data obtained from pre-test and post-test students' work, structured interview, and observation were analyzed to identify students' understanding of mathematical concepts in geometry after interventions was implemented. A group of teachers and international school involved in improvising math special kit. Dr. Kais Amir Kadim, lecturer in University of SOHAR, was advisor in this action research and gave a lot of guidance. At the beginning, math special kit contained 3D grid, booklet of visualization template, foldable 3D shapes, multiplications table, dice, game board, spinner according to subtopics. However, it has been improvised. QR code had been attached on visualizations template, so the student can access Mosaic 3D video to promote their understanding. Students perform activities using visualizations template according to the subtopic that had been arranged. Last week of interventions, students were drawing 2D and 3D shapes using applications of video based on their creativity. Research finding. Table 1 refers to summary of teacher and student perceptions on the use of math special kit. There were 3 categories in Table 1. First category related on understanding mathematical concept in geometry using the math special kit. Teacher and student perceptions similar, and they stated that length, width, and height can be easily described using different colors on a 3D grid. Easier to explain the concept because the subtopics are arranged from easy to difficult. The net can be identified easily from foldable 3D shapes. The concept of a combination of 2 perimeter and area shapes can be easily explained using a visualizations template. Second categories related on characteristic of math special kit. Teacher and student perceptions also similar, and they stated that first, foldable 3D shapes can be opened to view the net. Second, can be written and erased on a foldable 3D shapes using a whiteboard marker pen. Third, an attractive color template shows step-by-step calculations for perimeter and area. Third categories related on suggestions for improving the math special kit. Teacher suggested that skills related to angles, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines should be included. Students suggested that 3D magnetic grid should be given, and add also game-based learning in gamifications. Table 2 refer to understanding of mathematical concepts in geometry. There were 5 weeks of interventions using math special kit for different subtopics in geometry. First week showed that all the students were able to understand of all skills in subtopic of 2D shapes while using Maths Special Kit. Second week showed that all the students were able to understand of all skills in subtopic of 3D shapes while using Maths Special Kit. Third week, one of the two skills taught that was the skills of determining the perimeter of a 2D composite shape containing rectangle, square, and triangle in the subtopic of perimeter showed that 6 of 7 students could understand when using the Maths Special Kit. Fourth week, one of the two skills taught that was the skill of determining the area of a 2D composite shape containing rectangle, square, and triangle in the subtopic of area showed that 6 of 7 students could understand when using the Maths Special Kit. Fifth week showed that only 6 of 7 students were able to comprehend skills covering all subtopics in geometry while using the Maths Special Kit. Table 3. Refer to pre-test and post-test results in geometry. Data obtained from pre-test and post-test were analyzed descriptively. All students obtained an increase in scores in the post-test based on the result of the pre-test and post-test in Table 3. Impact. Firstly, Maths Special Kit can improve students' understanding of geometry involving 2D and 3D shapes. Secondly, it can enhance students' understanding of mathematical concepts involving 2D and 3D shapes in geometry gradually. Thirdly, Maths Special Kit can engage students in meaningful and purposeful learning. Fourthly, it can create fun and motivating learning experience. Conclusions. Firstly, Maths Special Kit should be explained at the earlier of the lesson and used in systematically based on the set of teaching plan that has been prepared. Secondly, focus to the needs of students based on their interests in order to be actively involved to achieve more meaningful learning. Thirdly, emphasize on the selections of strategies that promote student-centered learning, student tasks, and provide teaching aids in the form of visual and concrete with illustration and interesting colors. Fourthly, references and guidelines to teachers, administrators, and parents help improve students' understanding of informal learning environment. That's all the presentations from me, and hopefully these presentations can be beneficial for all of you. Thank you.
Warga pendidik yang dimuliakan, demikian tadi selesai sesi pembentangan daripada para pembentang jemputan dan juga 7 orang pembentang pada hari pertama kolloquium ini berlangsung. Jangan lupa untuk menonton lebih ramai lagi pembentang yang akan bersiaran pada hari kedua. Untuk makluman warga pendidik sekalian, pada hari kedua, para pembentang terdiri daripada pembentang jemputan Tuan Haji Sadli bin Abdullah dari Majlis Guru Cemerlang Malaysia dengan tajuknya Peranan Guru Cemerlang. Seterusnya diikuti oleh pembentang kedua Nur Arifin bin Nur Azman dari Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Tuanku Lailatun Syarim Perlis dengan tajuknya Story of CHUPING, Android Application for Chemistry KSSM. Seterusnya Nurul Najaha binti Saidun dari Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Perempuan Alawiyah Kangar, Perlis dengan tajuknya Jom Terbang. Seterusnya Nur Asni Binti Awang Sayud dari SK Lahad Datu 2 Sabah dengan tajuknya Meningkatkan Kemahiran Membaca Kalimah Arab menggunakan kacamol dalam kalangan murid tahun 5. Seterusnya pembentang kelima pada hari kedua Nur Hufaidah binti Muhammad Najmuddin dari Sekolah Menengah Vokasional Indapura Johor dengan tajuknya Merangsang Ingatan MBK dalam Pembelajaran, Penyediaan dan Pembuatan Makanan menggunakan aplikasi TikTok. Seterusnya Syaruniza Azlin binti Abdul Rani dari Institut Kemahiran Mara berseri Perlis dengan tajuknya Teknologi Approach in Digital Entrepreneur Subject at IKM berseri Perlis. Seterusnya Muhammad Aizuddin bin Abdul Wahab dari Sekolah Sukan Malaysia Pahang dengan tajuknya Teknik Nomad dalam Penguasaan Rajah Skema Pewarisan Mendel Sign SPM. Seterusnya menutup tirai untuk pembentangan hari kedua Saraswati Jaya Sengkaran, Padmini Punusami, Yamin Devi Guandada Raju dari SJKT Ladang Victoria, Padang Serai, Kedah dengan tajuk mereka Amalan Pengajaran Guru terhadap Pembelajaran Kooperatif dalam Kemahiran Menulis. Bina ayat menggunakan kaedah blok idea atau tunnel blok. Bunga seroja di atas para jatuh ditimpa buah berangan. Andai kata tersilap bicara, kemaafan jua kami pohonkan. Sehingga berjumpa lagi pada hari kedua pembentangan. Sekian, wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.